We all know what, we've heard, what stay woke. We've heard that before. But does anybody, like I said, really know the origin of the term and what it truly means? Because in recent years, the new term is go woke,
Go, bro.
go broke, which
Mm-hmm.
refers to the way in which films, the music industry, television, and adverts companies and marketing companies focus on social justice issues on a left wing talking points to either sell a product, or an example is like the MCU, the DC that type of stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the things that they say about Batwoman. Yeah, Batwoman is a horrible show, but they say it was woke garbage, right, or woke
Mm-hmm.
trash, right? Um, but in essence, it was around in 2014, after the death of Michael Brown in Ferguson, Missouri, where stay woke actually became like more mainstream. And it was linked to the Black Lives Matter movement, and it was about staying woke to social injustice as it relates to cops, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when we look back on the origin of the word, and where does this word originally come from? And what does it mean? Black leaders have been calling on Black people to stay woke for decades, and in a meant to recognize racial subjugation committed by white Americans. So, by definition, a white person, a liberal congressperson, cannot, by the literal definition, be woke. So, like when you see, like, people will say, "Oh, here's Jane Foster. She's going to take over, and it's woke." By the true meaning and the essence of what the terminology means, Jane Foster inherently can never be woke, because it's about Black consciousness and about Black people
Facts.
waking up to to the persecutions that they face every day. Because say woke, like I said, refers to a Black consciousness waking up from one's mental prison. The term was first coined by Marcus Garvey, and when he said it, he proclaimed it in 1928 in a speech, when he says, "Wake up, Ethiopia, wake up, Africa." His philosophies were later adopted by the Nation of Islam in 1930, and then in the 1930s, the Nation of Islam was founded in Detroit. And so it was always about escaping this prison and opening up your mind and elevating yourself and opening yourself up to the Black experience. And just an example, if for white Americans, if Jesus could be white, then for Black Americans, he could also be Black. So it was about standing up for your belief and your systems and paying attention to the things that are around you, right? And then also in 1937, Marcus Garvey, he says that we're going to emancipate ourselves from mental slavery. For those, others may free the body, none but ourselves can free the mind. Right. And then we're going to listen to this clip here. I'll pull that up. So I'll share my screen here in just a second. A
Mm-hmm.
year later, blues musician Lead Belly wrote the protest song, The Scottsboro Boys, which told the story of 9 Black teenagers who were accused of raping 2 white women. At the end of the song, he talks about meeting with the young men's lawyers and the young men as well. And in the quote, he says, "I made this little song about down there," Lead Belly says. "So I advise everybody, be a little careful when you go along around there. Best stay woke. Keep your eyes open." And this was in 1938, right? So it was always a part of Black culture, right? And,
Mm-hmm.
and, and being awake and realizing the things that Black Americans, the racial threats that you face. So I'll pull that link up for us right now, and we can look at
Mm-hmm.
that. Share my
Absolutely.
screen.
And 100% too, because if you guys remember that Spike Lee movie School Days,
Yeah, I've
at
got
the
that.
end
I've
of,
got that. I've got
yeah,
it.
you
I've
got
got
that? All
it.
right, cool.
Yeah, I
My
got
bad.
it. I got it.
Yeah.
It's all part of this. I got
Like
it.
I didn't know the origins of it, but
Hmm.
like what you're basically saying, be aware. Like that's what stay woke meant growing up.
Yeah.
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 Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yes. I got to get back because it skipped to the next Lead Belly song. Sorry.
No problem.
Sorry.
That's why I said me, like I was telling Ashley when I messaged her about this, I was like, I'm never gonna use that word for what they're using it for now because it takes away from what it was meant to be.
Yes.
That's the
So
problem. You know what I
whenever
mean?
you're, yeah, I've got it
Yeah,
up
it's
whenever
up.
you, okay. Oh, it's right there. I
Yep.
didn't even see it. Okay. So
There you
this
go.
is the end of it.
Boom. What was that last thing he said? What was that last thing he said?
Stay woke.
Stay
Keep
woke,
your
keep
eyes
your
open.
eyes open.
Yes. And then, so that was Lead Belly, and that was in, hi, Keely, that was in 1938, right? So, and then in 1962, this was like the first time that it was like actually put to paper, and it was an article for the New York Times written by Melvin Kelly. It says, "If you're woke, you dig it. No Mickey Mouse can be expected to follow today's Negro idiom without a hip assist." In the essay, Kelly points out that the origins of language, which we're actually talking about right now, and in the fashionable beatnik culture, words like cool and dig, lay not within white America, but within Black Americans, predominantly among Black musicians. Kelly's description should suggest that to be woke is to have a native relationship to Black language, culture, and knowledge of social issues that arise in our lived experiences. So there's that. And then even Martin Luther King Jr. also in 1965, during his commencement speech at Oberlin College, he says, "There's nothing more tragic than to sleep through a revolution. The great challenge facing every individual graduating today is to remain awake." Okay, so that was in 1965. So it was always this connotation about the Black consciousness and being awake to the issues that we face. And then in 1970, I'm going to play you this clip and just be mindful that the N word is used, and it's the ER. I'm just letting you guys know this right now. That this was written by a beatnik poet group in the 1970s, and the group is the Last Poets, and I will pull that clip up for you guys right now, just so you all can hear that. So
it's fitting this topic. It's fitting that this topic goes along with the first topic.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So it's playing. I hate that.
Yeah,
So
no
let me
problem.
share my audio. So here is this one.
But you are killing it right now. Keep doing your thing.
So here is this. Yeah, I looked into all this stuff. There's like a lot more that I couldn't put into it because I just like pulled stuff together today for it. So here's this. So there's just a little piece of that, and like I said, that one was a little bit. And that's Wake Up Niggas, right?
See, yeah, that's exactly
the 1970s.
I respect the message in a
I
lot
like
of
facts.
Man, I can't even think of the word. It's relevant today. Very
Absolutely.
And then I couldn't find a clip from, and in 1972, the playwright Barry Beckham, he wrote Garvey Lives, and he wrote within the play, he says, "I've been sleeping all my life, and now that Mr. Garvey done woke me up, I'm gonna stay woke." Right? So that was the quote. And then we get to actually what Nzo was going to talk about. I'm going to pull that clip up next. In School Days, Spike Lee's 1988 film, in the final moments of the film, the character Dap, played by Lawrence Fishburne, says he walks around screaming, "Wake up." And which was a plea to Black Americans to stop this divide of skin complexion, because there is a colorism that exists within the Black community. My own, I talked about it, my own great grandmother would perform the brown paper bag test, on potential suitors of like her daughters and even females that that her sons would want to date. If they didn't pass that brown paper bag test, they were no good and they were out. So this was also about being awake to the divide within our own community and how colorism exists and how people are treated differently, and about being too dark. And I've even heard things in a kid, "Oh, well, he black," like things like that, which is absolutely a shame that at one point in my life that I even participated in that type of thing. But we learn
even
when we
me
grow.
When I was growing up, right, the light-skinned boy was the pretty boy, and we hated the pretty boy. Trust me. Every time we see him, like, that fucking pretty boy looking.
The pretty boy.
Look at him. Look at this motherfucker, right? You want to bust his head open, you know what I mean? So yeah.
Let me let this little commercial go off.
Yeah.
Haters.
Is it up? Because I'm not on
Yeah, it's up. Yep, you got it.
Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Come on! Wake up!
Man, that shot of noise does that.
You remember that movie, Roberto?
No.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I thought I saw less Spike Lee movies.
No, that was
You
one
haven't
of like
seen
his
that one?
first ones. I think that was his
Yeah.
actually second movie. That was before Do the Right Thing.
Okay.
And then yes, so that was in 1988 in School Days. And then
Yes, it was.
the
Fatal.
next thing, Erykah Badu, she actually in 2008 recorded a song by a song that was never released, and it was on a very political charged album. And she actually is talking about waking up and what it's like in the Black experience. And I'll play a little bit of that for you guys too. Let me just let this go. I hate when these little freaking ads come up when I'm trying to show something.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
Yeah.
Like I said, you were killing it.
I'm trying to remember.
Go ahead.
I'm trying to remember. There was something like someone said stable. It had to been a movie, and like it started getting popular with.
Oh, it was
Black
the
people.
what it started. No, I mean it's been around since. I mean, for
No,
since, like I said.
no. I'm not saying that. I'm just trying to remember. It was a movie in the '90s or something.
What started
Like-
it to be what it is today? You mean?
No, like I remember, like people like around school started saying "Stay woke," and I'm trying to.
It's
I
School
can't remember the
Days.
name of the
School
movie.
Days was one of the
No,
movies.
no, that's way before my time. That's way before my time.
Like-
I don't know. 'Cause, like I've done
Yeah,
so
I
much
can't
research on this that I don't have.
No,
a
no,
film
no,
from the
no, no.
90s That, so the closest film
No,
that I
no,
have is
I'm-
the one from 1988. So I don't know of a 1990 because
I'm-
I've done. I've been. So I don't
No,
know.
I'm not.
I'd have
I'm
to
not
look it
talking
up.
about like your research. I'm just trying to remember.
I know, but
when I
I'm
was
saying
at
I've like done
school, like,
extensive
people-
stuff, so
yeah.
I don't know what film it would have been because like I'm saying I have so much information on it. I don't know what film it would be.
It'll pop in my head like next week or something.
Cool. So let me pull this one up. Because I'd been, talking about this, and then I knew a lot about it, and then I was like, when it comes to like media and especially like how we deal with it, I wanted to know a lot more about it, like in the media realm. So that's why I have a lot of stuff. Not necessarily. I'm going to end on something that someone who used to hold office that said, just to let you see how far we've come, outside of the go woke, go broke. But like I try to keep it kind of like in this context of like this pop culture world, because like that's where we talk about a lot of that stuff, and it gets really annoying every time I see something that's like, oh, this is woke. I'm like, but you're here, you are hijacking, right?
Right.
A terminology and
That's what
making
they
it
do.
mean something completely different, and you're weaponizing it, and it's disgusting, and I'm tired of it, and I was like, well, let me educate
Facts.
you fucking dummies, because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Excuse my language. So
It's
here
all
is
good.
The Master Teacher by Erykah Badu. I want to skip some of it. So.
A beautiful world is just too hard for me to find. Please, said it's just too hard for me to find. I'm in the search of something new. Searching and me searching inside you, and that's for real. What if there was no niggas only master teachers. I stay woke. What if there was no niggas, only master teachers? I stay woke. What if there was no niggas, only master teachers? Now I stay woke.
I
I don't want to play
woke.
too much of that because I don't want to mess you up too much with that. And then the next one.
If it was not released, it should be fine.
No, that was released. It was a
that
song
was
that
released.
she
Okay.
originally from the 1960s that an artist had wrote, and then she found the song, and then she released it in 2008.
Hey, listen, to be honest with you, like the facts that you're bringing up right now, you can't dispute the shit that we are talking about right now. Can't dispute it. So go ahead, continue.
Yeah. So then, of course, it's the song that we all know now, right? You know, we use that with Brother Hotep, you know, but so, and this is around the time where it became really, you know, modern. And when Childish Gambino, he did his song, right? I'm hoping that I've got it on the right part where he brings up and like it has a double meaning here in the song because it's not only talking about being woke as you know, a Black person and you know injustice that we face, but he's also talking about it as in a relationship and dealing with a cheating partner. But it also has that double meaning in the song here as well. So here it has, because like Stay Woke, even though it was about Black consciousness, it does have that double meaning in the Black community about, you know, keep your eyes open to people, to cheating partners as well. So it does have that double meaning, just so you all know that.
Cool.
Informed.
You know?
I try to inform people sometimes, you know. Like Dave Chappelle says, come get these lessons. You feel me? I'm not gonna say it. Okay. I almost did. Let me see. I hope it's like I hope it's in the right spot on here. I don't think it is. I'm wishing I can make this mine.
Fire song. Song is fire.
I know.
Yes.
So is that really him doing that song? I've always wanted.
Yeah, that's really him. That's really him. He can sing. He's done several songs.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's the beginning into where we are now, right? And then now you have lawmakers who are passing anti-woke laws and things like that. But before Mike Pompeo left office, this beautiful, fine gentleman that he was, right? He actually, it was around this time when this anti-woke agenda that was being pushed in the political sphere. And now you had people who are trying to pass anti-woke. You know, there's like what we're being like woke things would be illegal, and it's like they don't really understand what they're talking about, obviously. So I'm going to share the tweet. I have it bookmarked, and we'll look at it really quickly, and that'll be like the last little bit that I want to show you guys, because this is like completely where we have gone. Like we've completely gone to a whole other place with this. Is it up there?
Yeah, it's up.
Okay. It says wokeness, multiculturalism, and all the isms that's not who America is. They distort our glorious founding and what this country is all about. Our enemies stoke these divisions because they know that makes us weaker. Secretary of State. That was our Secretary of State, Michael Pompeo, said that.
Wow. That's crazy.
That wokeism and multiculturalism and all the isms, they're not who America is. And again,
The
we are the
irony.
melting pot of the world. So that's the irony of it all. We are multifaceted as a
The
country, and this is also a very white nationalist
I
talking
mean,
point.
the
Absolutely.
irony of him saying this comment where his boss ordered the attorney
Yeah,
general and all those people to get protesters out from in front of the White House. And he's talking about authoritarianism and all that.
yeah. And then
That
the irony of it all is by the end of it, you had white nationalists, people in the KKK that were calling themselves woke. That they were
hmm
then hijacking the terminology and saying their
hmm
eyes are open and they're woke. And now, and then that's the thing is once it becomes mainstream and once the word, it becomes part of the lexicon and white people are using it, the word holds no value. And us as a black
facts.
community have already evolved it into something else. The fact that this word had existed since, for almost what, 80 plus years, right? And no one was aware of it. And now it's been hijacked to mean something very negative in film, in the political world is ridiculous. But that's what happens. It's like anything that's used in a non-white culture to prop up that culture. Once that becomes part of, mainstream, a
hmm
lot of the times it becomes a very negative thing when
hmm
originally it was about being open and aware of your surroundings and about social injustice and the things that you experience, right? It's in the black consciousness. And that could be anyone who they can hijack anyone's words, right? And it just happens that and now it's all about, oh, go woke, go
Go
broke.
broke.
And it's now become a very jokey, negative thing. And it just
Facts.
pisses me off so much that every 5 minutes it's like, oh, that's woke. That's woke.
Everything's
But when
woke.
in essence,
You know.
for something to truly be woke, it has to be connected to the black experience. So you
Facts.
honestly don't know what you're saying, and you sound very ignorant and very intolerant and ridiculous, in my opinion. So
Facts.
that's just where I wanted to end
100%.
that. There's a lot more I probably, but yeah, that's
Listen, I don't know
Yeah, I
about you guys,
appreciate
but I
this.
think she killed that.
That's
She
why I
killed
said
that.
informed, informed. If you ain't,
100%.
you're sleeping.
Hey, I mean, if
100%.
if
thank you
if
guys.
we, not just us, but I mean us as a community, if we're not saying these kind of things, who's gonna say it? Nobody.
Facts. Facts.
So
Facts. And they do it to us all the time.
Mm-hmm.
With that
Yep.
being said, guys, we are going to close it on that because I think that was a fire way to close it.
Look at
We wanted
that,
to,
absolutely.
yeah, right on time. Eh, Roberto?
Ashley. Anytime, anytime.
What?
You brought this show to an end on point, yo.
Thank you.